welcome to today's video. So today's Vlogmas video is going to be a book tour. So I've got my rather massive bookshelf right behind me. Ooh, helps if I don't drop my phone. And I'm just going to kind of take you through the books that I have and when I've read them, how I like the series or the book itself, so on and so forth. So I hope you enjoy. So as you can see, this is the top shelf, and then I've got some books behind this little vase here. And they are all in alphabetical order by the author. So, Pride and Prejudice, I read. That one was a hard read. It's Jane Austen, but I really did enjoy it. I watched the movie first. Then we've got Tessa Bailey, Hook, Line, and Sinker, and this one that is Unfortunately Yours that would be in between there. I'm in the middle of reading this one. So far, I really like it. We'll see where that one goes. Haven't read this one. This one's new. Read this entire series when I was in like middle school, early high school. Really loved it. Found it at Half Price Books and bought it again. So I really like that. Have not read this one. Read all of these. When this movie came out, I bought this book. Really like it. Waiting for the 5th book to come out later on. We're going to move this. This one was a good one. This one is a wife that cheated on her husband, and then the guy she was cheating on died. And so it was like something crazy, and you kind of watch her go through all this turmoil. All the Colleen Hoover books, I love Colleen Hoover. I've read all of these. Not all of them are my favorite, but I really do like them. Let me just move this Christmas tree out of the way. So we come with all of that. Stopping right here with Verity. All of that is Colleen Hoover. I've bought every Colleen Hoover book, I think, out there. These are the Anna Huang, if we ever, it's like the IFC series. If we ever meet again, if the sun never sets, if love had a price, and if we were perfect. This one I didn't like. I got like couple chapters in and I hated it, but it was from a character that I didn't really enjoy. Haven't read the Twisted series, but I'm excited too. So those are new. 50 Shades of Grey. I got those from my mother a long time ago. Read those for the first time in high school. I really enjoy them. The original Smut books. Twilight. I've read, this is my first copy of Twilight. All my first copies of all the books. I've read these multiple times. Just got this 100 series. I used to watch the show on Netflix, and it was semi-decent, so I'm interested to see if the books are good. And then If He Had Been With Me, If Only I Had Told Her. These are really good. Heart-wrenching, hurt me so desperately, but I love them. Before I Fall, I watched the movie first, read the book. I like it. I've reread it multiple times. Good Husbands, have not read this, want to read that. Let me move down here to my last bookshelf. I have a whole shelf down here, don't mind this. This is a Secret Santa gift for someone. And then, like, books and movies and stuff. But I have not read this one from Geneva Rose, but I'm interested. I just bought this one back in October. The Perfect Marriage, read this one a couple years ago, really love it, reread it multiple times. This one, have not read yet, interested to read, seems like a thriller kind of book, maybe. Nicholas Sparks, this one was The Longest Ride, love it, watched the movie first, love this one. Crazy Love, this one is actually an autobiography, but written kind of like as a fiction book, about a woman who stayed with her abusive ex-husband, and then when she left him and decided to find love for herself. Just bought this one, haven't read it yet. The Hating Game, love this one. I bought the book and then I watched the movie. So good. Then The Fifth Wave, I watched the first movie when it came out. I don't know if they ever came out with the other movies. I don't think they did. You good, Ranger? Somebody wants to say hi. But I read these. The first one was really good. Second one was me. The third one, I was like so over it, but I wanted to finish the series. I'd still probably read it again. I think I was just really anxious to get the third one over with because I was going to start reading all of my Colleen Hoover books. So, out of all of these, I've got like 70 something books, like probably 75 now, and I've read a good chunk of them, but I have gotten quite a few new books. I am a huge reader. I love to read. Really, when I was working at the museum I was at, I really fell back in love with reading. I didn't fall out of love with reading, but I just never really made time for it. And then when I was working at the museum, when I was done with my schoolwork, I had endless amounts of time. We were slow at the time, so I could really just sit there and read and do whatever. So I enjoyed that so much. It brought me back into reading. I mean, I read every single Colleen Hoover book out there in the time that I was working at the museum. I was flying through books in the last year. Really, I've fallen back in love with reading in the last year. I've really been reading a lot more, really enjoy it. Before I was reading the same 15 books over and over and over, which might sound like a lot for some people, but for me, I could read a book in a day if I really wanted to, which on occasion I have. So it brought something back to my joy of reading and really enjoying stuff. If you have certain books that I didn't show or that you didn't see, or an author that you're like, oh, they're so good, please, please, please comment that down below. I want to know what people are reading and if they think it's good, because I'm really debating. I kind of want to get the Bridgerton series, but I'm not sure I want it yet. I love the show, but there's a certain part that you don't get from the books that you put in the show, or that the show can convey that the books can't. So, I don't know for sure if I want those yet. But I also don't know the order of them, and I kind of just want to get them all together. So, that might be my next book purchase, but not right now. But, as you can tell, I love paper books. I don't dog on anyone for wanting to have a Kindle or read on their phone, read on their Kindle, read on their iPad. You do you if you want to read, but I definitely love having a physical book to sit down and read, flipping through the pages. I love it. I love going to a bookstore. I love the way the book smells. It sounds weird, but I am just a huge book person. I started reading when I was in elementary school when I started reading. I read Twilight for the first time, I think, when I was in the 5th grade. So I really fell in love with reading throughout my childhood. It was a way to escape, and even now as an adult, it's a way to escape reality for a few hours. Read 30 minutes even. Just read. Get through a couple chapters. I really do enjoy it. So, I hope that kind of going through my book library and seeing what I read and kind of what I have was helpful for you. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next Vlogmas video. Bye!